You've wondered it before, haven't you? That strange sense that the name they gave you was never truly yours. A word, repeated, drilled into your nervous system until it became inseparable from the one staring in the mirror. They called it you, and you believed. But was it truth or was it code? From the moment you opened your eyes, the system began to write. Every memory, every rule, every label attached to your being was not chosen by you. It was installed. You were told what to desire, who to fear, how to walk, when to smile. These patterns became the skeleton of your identity. A skeleton built from commands, not freedom. Look closer. The repetition was intentional. Your so-called personality was trained like a machine, repeating a single function. They rewarded you when you obeyed, punished you when you questioned. And so, little by little, you learned not to see beyond the script. Not because you lacked vision, but because the code made you blind. What you call myself is an echo of those repetitions. A child who was told a story of who they are, who swallowed it whole until it felt solid. But solidity is an illusion. Behind every belief about who you are lies only silence. The silence before language, the silence before they named you. You were never just the story they wrote, you were the awareness watching the story being written. Identity is programming, but you are the one who can reprogram. And when that mirror cracks, when the reflection that once felt stable begins to distort, you feel fear. Because all your life you believed the reflection was you. Yet the mirror has always been fragile, a surface made of borrowed memories and shaky narratives. Ego is not a fortress, it is glass. It can be broken by time, by loss, by contradiction. One fracture, and the image splinters. The story no longer fits. The you defended collapses like pixels scattering across a broken screen. In that collapse, something terrifying and liberating is revealed. You were never the reflection. The world teaches you to polish the mirror, to keep it shiny with accomplishments, possessions, appearances. But the more you polish, the more you depend on a fragile surface. And deep inside, one crack is enough. One moment of truth and everything you thought you were dissolves. What remains after the shattering is not emptiness, but space. A vastness that was hidden by the image. When the ego collapses, you see that the one looking into the mirror was never in the mirror at all. You were always the observer, never the reflection. So the shattering is not destruction, it is revelation. It is the system's greatest fear, that you stop worshiping the fragile image and realize you are the presence behind it. The mirror breaks, but you remain. The system doesn't survive because it is powerful, it survives because you believe in it. Every institution, every role, every law of identity depends on your agreement. You carry documents, numbers, credentials, tokens that say this is who you are. But without your belief, they are just pieces of paper, just empty symbols. The Matrix knows this. That is why it spends every second of your life reinforcing the illusion. The school teaches you your role, the market sells you your status, the culture repeats what is acceptable. And each time you accept, the cage tightens invisibly around you. What you call society is not simply an organization of people, it is an algorithm of obedience. It does not care about your essence. It only cares about your participation. It tells you that you are a worker, a consumer, a patriot, a parent. It offers you endless titles because titles are control. The more titles you accept, the more pieces of yourself you surrender. And without noticing, you are no longer a person, you are a program performing its function. The program is happy when you defend your identity, because defending it means defending the cage. The danger lies not in being punished for questioning, but in being excluded. The system whispers, if you stop believing, you will be nothing, you will be alone, you will lose everything. This is the fear that keeps billions asleep. They fear the silence of not belonging more than they fear the prison itself. And so they polish their roles, they defend their masks, they cling to the fiction, all the while forgetting that nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal can be protected. You feel it, don't you? That the system's greatest vulnerability is exposure. It cannot exist without your agreement. When you stop defending the mask, when you no longer feel the need to prove who you are, the structure trembles. They cannot imprison someone who refuses to identify with the chains. They cannot manipulate someone who has stepped out of the narrative. So understand, the system needs your belief more than you need the system. It is fragile, it is parasitic, it has no power on its own. Its only strength is your unconscious loyalty. Withdraw that loyalty, and the illusion begins to crack. You are not just rebelling, you are unplugging the machine itself. But why does it feel so convincing? Why does existence as an I feel so tangible, so undeniable? Because sensation itself has been weaponized. The Matrix does not only control what you think, it controls how you feel. When you say, I am real, you are not describing truth, you are describing sensation. The pulse in your veins, the echo of your breath, the warmth of your skin. But remember, even in a dream, sensations feel real. Your body moves, your heart races, your emotions ignite. Yet when you wake up, none of it was solid. The same is true here. This feeling of I exist is not proof of reality, it is proof that the program runs smoothly. It is evidence that the code is consistent. Your nervous system translates patterns into experience, and experience becomes the illusion of being someone. That intensity is seductive. It convinces you that what you feel must be true. But the awakened see further. They know that even the most convincing feelings are just signals in the circuitry of consciousness. Think of it. Every memory you hold dear is just an arrangement of electrical impulses in your brain. Every passion, every fear, every triumph feels eternal in the moment, but it is only data processed by a biological machine. This does not mean it is meaningless. It means it is not ultimate. The sensation of being real is like the hum of a computer. Constant, familiar, hypnotic. But if you mistake the hum for the purpose of the machine, you never discover its true function. The Matrix uses your sensations as evidence. It tells you, because you feel, you are real. But this is the oldest trick. A simulation does not need to prove itself through logic. It only needs to convince you through feeling. That is why pain feels so sharp, why pleasure feels so intoxicating, why fear feels so paralyzing. Sensation binds you to the idea of identity. You don't just believe in yourself, you feel yourself. And that is a prison more subtle than chains. Yet there is a deeper awareness, beyond sensation. You can watch the feelings rise and fall like waves. You can observe the hum of existence without drowning in it. That awareness is not owned by identity. It is not trapped by roles. It is free. The system cannot touch it because it is not inside the program, it is the witness of the program. And when you realize this, the sensation of being real loses its grip. You stop being seduced by the illusion, and you begin to awaken to what has always been watching silently from behind the code. Everything you believe about who you are is written in memory. They told you that memory is proof of identity, that without it you would be nothing. But look closer, memory is not solid. It is liquid, fragile, easily reshaped. Every recollection you hold is not a faithful recording of reality, but a reconstruction, an echo that your mind assembles each time you revisit it. Memories can be altered by suggestion, distorted by emotion, even erased by time. And if the foundation of yourself is unstable, then what is the true weight of identity? Consider this. A machine can be programmed with data, and it will act as if that data is its past. It will defend it, operate from it, and even believe it. Human memory is no different. It is the software of the ego, constantly writing and rewriting the script of who you think you are. But if the script can be edited, how can the story be trusted? You might believe that a painful moment defined you, or that a triumph elevated you, but if those memories can be reshaped, were they ever truly yours? Or were they simply temporary codes running through the circuitry of your mind? The Matrix exploits this fragility. It implants stories through culture, through repetition, through trauma, ensuring that the memories you hold are not purely yours, but woven from the fabric of collective programming. Your childhood, your education, your culture, none of them were neutral. Each was crafted to ensure that the software of you would remain predictable, aligned with the system's needs. You defend memories that were never authentically yours. You carry stories written by invisible hands. And when you close your eyes and recall the past, you feel it as real, as undeniable. That is the brilliance of the program. It doesn't matter if the memory is accurate, it matters that it feels real. Because feeling real is enough to keep you loyal. You cling to the story, not realizing that the story clings to you. Your sense of self becomes a fortress made of paper walls, fragile and ready to burn the moment you strike a match of awareness. But when you awaken, you stop being a prisoner of memory. You see it as software, not essence. Memories can still serve you, but they no longer define you. They are files, not your identity. And beyond them lies the observer, the silent presence that was there before the first memory and will remain after the last. That presence does not need software to exist. That presence is who you are when all stories are deleted. When the roles fall, when the names dissolve, when the memories lose their grip, what remains? At first, it feels terrifying. You peel away every label, child, friend, worker, dreamer, and the silence that follows feels like death. This is the fear that keeps most people clinging to their masks, the fear that without them there is nothing. But the awakened know this silence is not death, it is birth. It is the beginning of truth. The mask is not evil. It is useful, practical, a tool for navigating the illusion. But you were never meant to confuse the mask with your essence. You were not born to be an actor forever trapped in the role. When you attach yourself to the character, you suffocate the witness. The system wants you trapped in roles, because roles are predictable. Masks can be controlled. But the one behind the mask, the one watching silently, cannot be controlled, because it does not belong to the system at all. In the void behind the mask, there are no demands, there are no expectations, there is no script telling you who to be. There is only stillness. And in that stillness, a paradox reveals itself. What felt like emptiness is actually fullness. What felt like loss is freedom. You are not the mask, not the reflection, not even the story. You are the space in which all of those things appear and disappear. And that space is infinite. The ego resists this realization with everything it has. It screams that you must hold on to the role, defend it, protect it, polish it. It insists that if you surrender, you will vanish. But listen closely. The voice of fear is not your true voice. It is the mask speaking for its own survival. It wants to keep existing, even at the cost of your freedom. And yet the void waits patiently, silently, inviting you to step beyond the fear and discover what lies underneath. When you finally dare to look behind the mask, you will see that there is no void to fear. What you call nothing is the source of everything. It is the place from which awareness arises, unshaken by time, untouched by programming, and once you've tasted it, the illusion of identity no longer holds the same power. Because you've realized that you are not the mask you wear, you are the presence that can wear any mask and still remain untouched. They taught you that identity is a straight line, stretching from the child you once were to the person you believe you are today. They told you there is one continuous thread called self, weaving through years, memories, choices. But this is an illusion. Each version of you that lived yesterday is gone. Each you dissolved the moment the present appeared. What remains is not continuity, but fragments, ghosts of former selves that exist only in memory, not in reality. Look carefully. The child you were could not survive here, in this moment. Their beliefs, their fears, their dreams, none of them are intact. You are not that child anymore, and yet you insist on calling them me. But if the child is gone, and yesterday's self is gone, then who exactly is alive right now? The illusion of continuity is the trick that convinces you that all those vanished identities still add up to one solid I. But solidity is a mirage. This is why people cling to their past with such desperation. They fear that without a seamless story they will lose themselves. They say, "I have always been this way," as if that proves something. But the truth is, you have never been one thing. You have been infinite versions, each appearing, each dissolving. The only constant has been the awareness that witnesses each passing form. Awareness does not need continuity to exist. It is free in every moment, untouched by the past. The matrix survives by making you believe in continuity. Because if you see through it, the chains of guilt, pride, regret, and expectation fall away. The me of the past cannot control you if you see that it is gone. The me of the future cannot terrify you if you realize it does not exist yet. Continuity is the leash. Awareness is the knife that cuts it. So let the illusion dissolve. Accept that there is no single unbroken you traveling through time. There is only this, presence, pure and awake. When you stop defending the line, you see the truth. Identity is not a thread. It is a flicker of light, vanishing the moment you notice it. And behind that flicker, there is something eternal, something the system cannot name. Now the choice stands before you. You can remain inside the script, defending the name, the roles, the fragile memories, the illusion of continuity. You can cling to the comfort of a story that was never yours, or you can step into lucidity. To release the weight of false identities, to step outside the system. It is to see that you were never the role, never the mask, never the program. You were always the one watching, the one aware, the one free. And understand this, to choose lucidity is not to destroy your life. It is to stop confusing the costume with the actor. You can still play the game, but no longer be trapped by it. You can wear identities without mistaking them for essence. The matrix loses its grip when you realize you can walk through its illusions without bowing to them. That is the beginning of true freedom. But freedom requires courage. The system will try to pull you back, whispering that you are nothing without the mask. It will tempt you with comfort, praise, recognition. It will punish you with doubt, rejection, silence. But none of these touch the real you. They touch only the fiction. And once you see that, the threats lose their power. The script is broken. So the path divides. You can stay inside the loop, or you can awaken. No one can make this choice for you. Not me, not them, only you. To awaken is not easy, but to remain asleep is unbearable once you've glimpsed the truth. And you have glimpsed it. That is why you are here, listening, searching, Because deep down, you already know the Matrix was never real, only your awareness island. And now, I turn to you. Tell me, who are you when the story ends? Who are you when no one calls your name? Who are you when the mask falls away and silence surrounds you? I want to hear your truth. Share it with me in the comments, because your voice matters. You are not just another viewer, you are part of this awakening, and you are special to me. If these words resonated with you, give this video your like, subscribe to this channel, and share it with those who are ready to see beyond the script. And don't leave yet, the next video appearing on your screen continues this journey, a piece of the code that will take you deeper. Watch it, because your awakening has only just begun.